Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Logic Vault, and I got a good one for you. It's a Monday. I just got off of work a while ago. This one has to do with Chicago again, except it has to do with the mayor of Chicago, and you can tell that the lights are on and nobody's home. So, God damn it. Let's get into it. Let's take a look. All right, this should be. Here we go. I'm already about to pause this. It's appalling. If I'm not mistaken, I heard you have a 6% approval rating, and the people of Chicago want these idiots out. And you think it's appalling because you're not doing your job? Because you're not having. Okay, full stop. I'm getting angry. I'm getting pissed. Whoo! It's getting angry over here. All right, all right. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Okay, but for real, this is. Yeah, where the population is more pronounced. Where people should be a little bit more civilized. Why? Because you're in a civilization. Playground? Playground. My I just made a video about how fucking 10 cars blocked in the police cars and turned it into a goddamn war zone and started shooting at each other. And you want to call it a playground? Get your head out of your ass. Okay. Sorry, gotta adjust how I'm sitting. This stupid moron needs to be out of office. Actually, better yet, not just out of office. No, I think he needs. Okay, we can't charge him with neglect because technically being a mayor is just a job, but it is a political job, which means that he can be held accountable for the actions or lack thereof from the issues that were caused here. Well, maybe if you'd fix the fucking problem, the orange man wouldn't have to do that. I'm sorry. Jesus, man. Good Lord. Let's see. You know what? Let's see. Let's see what we got.
So one of the things I wonder if you talked about a lot of coordination with folks. Has your administration coordinated at all with Cook County State's Attorney's Office? And are there like criminal charges that you would like to see her bring against these ICE agents for tear gassing little streets or? And if you could just also clarify whether this is a civil or a criminal violation if they ignore the sign. On the criminal side of things with the state attorney's office, are you looking to have police bring charges, have her file charges related to any other kind of action?
I believe they should. I most certainly believe they should. And look, we are having conversations with multiple levels of a government. One, to make sure that we're not criminalizing protesters. Let's start there. That's right. And
I'm gonna quote Asmongold. You're not a goddamn protester, and it ain't free speech when you're throwing rocks and you're shooting law enforcement. Full stop. Full stop. I gotta calm down. Jesus Christ, what has gotten into me today, dude? I am just all sorts of. You know what? I know what it is. It's the lack of logic. Imagine if I had like a drink. Get your logic drink now. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just man, some people need it. Okay, Jesus, dude.
It's incumbent upon every single level of government to make sure that we're protecting the right to be peacefully assembled. In Chicago, in the state of Illinois, the county of Cook, we should not be carrying out the same level of indignity.
Being a protester is fine. I'm all for it, okay? I'm all for free speech. Now, I'm a little different than Asmongold when it comes to free speech because I believe that you can say whatever you want to say. Will you be watched a little more? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you say that you want someone dead or you want them unalived, yes, you should be watched and monitored a bit more carefully than normal. Now, the difference between me and Asmon is that I am full free speech, and I mean full free speech. I mean say whatever you want. There is no limit on what you can and cannot say. I do not believe that, all right? That's where me and Asmon differ. I don't care if it's the law or not as far as that goes, all right? But in my opinion, all right, and my personal fact of myself, I say whatever I want whenever I want. Why? Because that is what makes me human. That is what makes the rest of us human, okay? To be able to have our own thoughts of free will and to be able to say whatever we want. I believe free speech should be everywhere, okay? It shouldn't be turned down or stopped by anyone. This man talking about dignity.
Against the people of this country as this.
Okay, because I have to pause it again because I wanted to finish what my train of thought. I lost it because I got frustrated halfway through. It is not free speech or protest when you're standing in the middle of the road. Let's get that out of the way now, okay? People have places they need to go. All right? You will get attention, I promise you. Stay out of the middle of the road. Stay on the sidewalk. Stay, off of company grounds, private businesses. All right, stay off of those. You can be on the sidewalk in a public space. That is fine as long as you're able to be there. Don't fight with nobody. Protest what you need to protest. People will come up and ask you questions. This will happen. All right, let's keep this moving.
Administration has done against American residents. And so it works both ways. We should not criminalize the fundamental right to peacefully assemble. And when the federal government works outside of its constitutional authority, I do believe that law enforcement has a moral responsibility and obligation to hold those individuals and those systems accountable.
Good morning. Can you
Good morning.
specify if this executive order is going to apply only to ACE agent or any federal agency that is supporting the immigration rates? Also, I know that you mentioned it, that if they violate it, they will be taken to court. But this administration is being taken to court since day one, multiple times. Do you think that they're going to follow this executive order?
Well, do I believe this president is going to follow simple law? Well, it's clear that he doesn't, right? I mean, he is a convicted felon himself, right? This is the person who released individuals who stormed the Capitol to stage a coup against the American people and set those individuals free. This president has spent more time lining the pockets of the ultra-rich.
Now, my opinion on this is a little skewed because I have a very, very different opinion on this kind of matter. Okay, this is a little more indicative. I did not like how Biden was running things. I'm going to be honest. I didn't like how Obama ran things. Okay? That's two different people. I didn't like how either of them ran things. Okay? And I was growing up with the whole Obama situation, all right? I felt like he took advantage of a lot of people. Now, for him to try to bring up the fact that just because Donald Trump is a convicted felon, well, guess what? You can be a convicted felon and still run for president and become president. It's a wild concept, I know, but it's true. Why? Because the people vote you in. That's the crazy part. Now, I don't know if votes actually even matter, all right? I can't confirm or deny that because I don't vote myself. Do I have my own opinions on things? Absolutely. That's why we run the channel. But my whole thing is that he's talking about lying in the pockets of the ultra rich, my guy. When he released those people, I'm assuming it was because those people were trying, because they wanted, like, okay, let's backtrack. Let's backtrack a little bit. When you have a government or an institution or an organization that does not run properly or correctly and the way that it is supposed to, yes, absolutely. We call it a mutiny. It's time for some new law and order. And if they're not going to give it to us, us Americans will take it. If you do not give us law and order, we will take it into our own hands. Asmongold talks about this a lot. I like quoting him because, well, he talks about some of the same stuff I will talk about, and I talk about some of the same stuff he talks about. But he's right in the aspect that on one end, you're going to have radical left people, Antifa, radical left, you know, all those individuals. You are also going to have radical right. And I mean like them full blood, like American warriors. All right. Those people. Okay. And you're also you're going to have a third group like myself that wants to stay completely out of it, but have their opinions on things. All right. Why? Because we're not playing both angles, but we are watching both angles for sure. And my whole thing is like, my biggest thing is if it's not a problem to me, I could give a shit less about it. But the minute it affects my life is the minute we have a problem. That is the issue that we're slowly starting to see spell out.
Militarizing his own police force than he has using his time in office to make sure that people can afford to eat in this city and across America or have access to health care. And so what we have seen, though, is that we have been quite effective across this country filing lawsuits. It's why there's a restraint and a restraining order against him right now.
Hold the phone. I was just thinking about this. When you try to fix something that's been broken for so long, you're going to have a huge period where it's really bad and it's rough. So don't bitch to me about not having money. I don't have money. I'm broke as a joke. Am I trying? Sure as hell yeah. I've been trying for a while, dude. I struggle every day. But guess what? I get up, put one foot in front of the other, and I get my ass to work. Is it miserable? Fuck yeah. Do I want to be there? Fuck no. I'd rather be here, home, doing this. I would rather wake up, have a cup of coffee, maybe shower, maybe work out, stretch a little, get right into this, and start talking about all the problems, man. Because I've come from the bottom of the barrel. I'm still there. I'm still at the bottom of the barrel. I don't care what anybody else says, man. I've been there. I've been through the mud. It sucks. It's miserable. But guess what? We do it. Yeah, dude, I'm tight on money. Fucking damn near. I've always been tight on money. It sucks. But I'm doing everything I can to make my life better.
In Portland, it's why most of his taxes that he has proposed have been deemed illegal. Now look, as a former social studies teacher, I can tell you that we've had social movements before where government rejected the very tenets of our fight for justice. But clearly, when the people are united and our fight for justice, we always prevail. Now, whether it's today or tomorrow, the actions that we do today, I believe, sets us up for real unity and liberation. And we're going to stay the course in Chicago, regardless of the blowback or the pushback.
And the
Yes.
executive order, I'm sorry, this is specific for these agents? Or
Oh, in particularly in terms of its operations to raid or to stage the ICE operations. Because look, here's the part that's so disappointing. We have, as a local law enforcement department and as a city, we have cooperated with federal agents on a variety of matters, particularly getting illegal guns off the streets of Chicago. A few months ago, with cooperation with ATF, we removed over 170 illegal weapons that were trafficked in from states that voted for him. You know, as our brother said, this president is concerned about the wrong border. If he was really serious about driving violence down across America, he would not allow the illegal trafficking of guns that are coming from states that voted for him to be spread throughout cities in America. And that's what our focus is going to be, is keeping people safe and making sure that we're protecting the humanity of every single resident of this city. Thank you.
Dude, if you're going to want to protect the people of your city, you got to fix... Okay. Oh. Like I've said before, okay? I've said this on a couple other videos. You need to fix yourself before you go fixing anyone else. All right, that is rule number one. Fix yourself before you fix anyone else. This gentleman does not know his ass from a hole in the ground. And that is the problem that we're having here today. God, dude. It's like he doesn't know. I feel like I live in Chicago and I know more, but I don't. I don't live in Chicago. But that's what it feels like watching this idiot. I feel like I'm learning more about Chicago day in and day out. God. There's a level of stupid that only some people can hit. This man smacks every notch. Dude. You know, and that's another thing, though. As long as people are disciplined and understanding, you know, I think that like, Jesus, man, it's like, you know what I mean? It's, if people are disciplined, they can have whatever weapons they want, as long as they're not trigger happy. There's quite a bit of people that are trigger happy. But my guy, you've got to take care of what's internal first before you go worrying about any other border situation. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, heavy sigh again. My name is the Logic Vault. Let's try that again. This dude gave me a damn headache. My name is the Logic Vault. We do it the logic way or with no logic at all. And in this man's case, no logic at all. I'll see you guys in the next one.